What up, Flintstone Funko? Pretty good, hanging out. Last stream of the week before we go away, so hopefully we could make some sales and go on vacation. What up, Saint? How you doing? I'm going to North Carolina for my buddy's bachelor party. So tomorrow, and we're driving down, and I'm in New York, so it'll be a 12-hour drive tomorrow, which will happen whenever my friend gets out of work. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, it won't be like during rush hour. And then, yeah, we're gonna just hang out in North Carolina and do our thing over there. Wilmington is the main hub that we're going to. What up, Taz? What up, Pickers? Thank you, appreciate it. Look through the store, guys. I'll once we get a little more populated, I'll do like an official intro. We're gonna probably hang out for at least 2 hours. Maybe we'll push it to 2 a.m. We'll see. We'll see how slow things are. What up, Steve? How you doing? What up, Age? Once again, guys, look through the store. There's over 560 items listed. I don't have any Captain Rex Black series available. The only one that I have is the Vintage Collection one from the multi-pack, the Bad Batch one. I think we might have covered this the other night. I think you asked me the other night. Did you watch Ahsoka yet? Really, really good. I do kind of, I mean, there wasn't really anything in my area, but I do kind of wish that I went to the movie theater for it, just because. I mean, I have Regal Unlimited, so I'd basically be going for free anyway. But we could have made it like a little movie night, because it was worth it. At the end of the day, the things that are on screen and the visuals and all that stuff are worth a movie theater experience. That's always what I worry about. Like, I don't really worry about going to the movies, but like certain like dramas, certain comedies, certain horror movies, it's like I could just watch that on TV, you know? But when it's like a big visual thing, that's why I was like, all right, I'm going to go see Oppenheimer in theaters. I don't want to wait till I'm home, which at the end of the day, I don't think Oppenheimer was really worth seeing in theaters, because there's only really one part that you would need theaters for it, and it's a very long movie. But, you know, so it's fun to just go to the movies, get out of the house. I work from home, so I'm literally always here. But yeah, that would have been a good idea. The newest Star Wars item here is the Darth Malgus that is in front of you guys. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. Got 6 people. Hopefully we can at least get it to 8, and then I'll do an intro with that back down to 5. I don't think we have any Anakins. I only have like Vader. I have like 2 options for Vader. I mean, they're gonna put a new Anakin figure out for sure. There's no way they won't. Hopefully they'll give us a new Rex too, or at least re-release Rex, but we've been waiting years for that. No, I'm leaving for North Carolina tomorrow. Here's a Vader. And then this is the Revenge of the Jedi Vader. Which looks like, based on that poster, the original poster for Return of the Jedi when they used to call it Revenge of the Jedi. I know all the hype stuff. Usually we do a good job of like, oh, this movie's coming out, this TV series is coming out, blah 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 blah. Let's make sure we have things. Like we have Ahsoka over there, all that stuff. But they needed to maybe do. I mean, I think that they didn't want to spoil the fact that Hayden was going to be in it, but it would have been nice to have an Anakin readily available for people. You know, they're so bad with the timelines on these things. What's this one? This is the multi-bag. All right, I'm going to point you guys towards the Ninja Turtle stuff for a little bit. That's NECA Horror and Ninja Turtles over there. I'll show you guys the different sections. I'll like hold on that shot for a couple minutes, switch to the next section, switch around, blah, 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 blah. But everything is listed in the store for the most part. So go ahead and look through the store and let me know if there's anything you guys are interested in. All right, and this is Marvel Legends over here. So there's a look at some of the Marvel Legends. If you guys need to see anything specific, throw it in the chat and let me know. But I'll let it. So this is a multi-pack Apache. No, I'll get it for you. Let me show it off. So it's Tiffany and Chucky. So there's two figures in here. And a ton of accessories. This set is $70 on its own. If there's anything else that you are interested in, we always do better deals on multiple items. But there's two NECA figures in there, so $70 would be the price. If you're interested in it, let me know and I'll run it. Or if you want to try to build a pile, we can certainly do that as well. There's like pretty much all the horror. I'll zoom in on the horror. There's an Alf over here. There's a Herman Munster. There's a Wolfman. There's a Dracula, a Mummy. The set we just showed with the Chuckies. Pennywise, Gremlins, Predator, Xenomorphs. There is this is Back to the Future. Griff Tannen was that one right there. This is a glow-in-the-dark creature from the Black Lagoon, which was an STCC exclusive. Dungeons and Dragons War Duke. And then the Jada toys. So it's the Dracula, Bride of Frankenstein, and Frankenstein. Those are the horror options that are on display at the moment. If you want that Chucky and Tiffany set, let me know and I'll run it for you. And then I'll point you guys back at Marvel Legends. Because we didn't get our full allotment over there. Once again, for anybody that just came in, there's over 560 items listed in the store. I'll point you guys at the G.I. Joe classified stuff for a little bit. But remember, there's over 560 items listed in the store. Make sure you look through the store, see what we have available. We always do better deals on multiples. Feel free to make me an offer on stuff, or like I said, multiples. We can do a bundle. You can get a discount that way. Thank you. I'll point you guys back at the Star Wars Black Series / Vintage Collection section. There's 7 people in here. We could do. Never mind. All right. Trying to get it to 8 people so I could do a legitimate intro for you guys. Oh, down to 5. There you go. All right, whatever. What up, Magic? How you doing? That's the Black Series stuff. I'll point you guys in another section in a minute. Let it breathe on the Black Series for a little bit. Thanks, Magic. Appreciate that. If you're interested in anything, let me know. We're at 7. If we get to 8, it's back down to 6. We can't crack the 8, let alone 10. We'd love to do a legitimate intro. I want a decent amount of people in here to do it. Once again, guys, look through the store. There's over 560 items available. Let me know what you're interested in. We always do better deals on multiple items. So just give me feedback in the chat. Let me know what you guys are after. Oh, it's Sith the White. I actually did watch the episode, Sith, so we can talk about it as long as people know that there will be spoilers. That's true. They did have a full day to watch. Thanks, people. All right. If it goes back up to 7, I will do an actual intro, and then maybe we'll talk a little Ahsoka. Not that anybody's even gonna ask for anything. One person asked for one thing, so I just figured I'm going away tomorrow. Might as well do the stream, get through it. We'll hang out for our 2 hours, and then no, I wasn't aware that that was an option. Hold on. I wonder where you said it. It's available for me when I sell things. It's for buy it now. Okay. So let's see. Let's look at one. So let's say we have like Sun Wukong. Next. We have offers. Do I have to do it with a new one? Let me make sure that my app is up to date. What up, Nicodemus? How you doing? Okay, so there is an update. Yeah, I think I probably needed the update. Okay, so when I go to and I go to a thing, edit. That's great. Maybe it's just always available as a method of payment for people, but I can't see anything with it on my. Let me go to somebody else's stream and look. Say I wanted just I go to buy now. Okay, I see. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's not something that you have to enable. It's just automatically always going to be offered to people as a payment method because those companies like Klarna and whatever, they're paying for the thing for you immediately, and then you're paying it off over time. So it's just, I would just receive the payment as soon as I do my shipping, like I always do. There you go. That's great though, because I could just say to people, "Hey, you want to put a bundle together and do a little pay overtime payment? We can do that." I think that'll definitely help a little bit. Ooh, we're up to 9 people. We can actually do an intro. Whoa. Hut Heads is Jabba the Hutt from Jabba's Palace. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here was another action figure stream for you. If you have not been here before, this is the way that this show works. We have over 560 items listed in the store. So make sure that you're looking through the store in both the auction and buy it now sections. I will be continuing to do sweeps of the room so we can show people the Star Wars section and the NECA TMNT and horror section and the Marvel Legends section and the G.I. Joe Classified section. And there's a ton more stuff. So if there's anything specific that you guys are after, this show is run based upon your requests. So please let me know what you are after in the chat. If there's something you're interested in, we can always do better deals on multiples. Most of the prices in the store are very much placeholder prices, so feel free to make me an offer on something. I encourage you to build a bundle. That is the best way to get a discount. Also, if you are not aware of it, Whatnot did just add the ability to pay over time as an option. So if you wanted to do a bigger bundle, it might make a little more sense because you're going to be paying it off over time. I'm going to give you a bundle deal for ordering multiple items. So you could literally be like, say, if it's like, say you choose the pay in for option, right? And it's $100 bundle. We pick out 2 or 3, depending on the figures, 2 or 3 figures that come out to $100. If you use the pay over time option and it splits it into 4 payments, it's like you're paying for one figure every, 1 week or 2 weeks, whatever. It depends on the platform you're choosing, but you're really only getting hit with one thing today and then another. I mean, I honestly use it a lot when we're doing inventory and stuff, just so I don't get slammed too hard up front with anything, as long as it's something that's like in stock. I do it with a lot of the NECA releases. Just pay overtime, pay overtime, pay overtime. Because if you're buying like $500-$600 worth of NECA stuff and you only have to pay $100 to $150 up front for that first payment, and then you don't get slammed so hard, so you can kind of like a little bit more of a responsible choice rather than paying a ridiculous amount of money up front for something. So it definitely is a good option. I'm happy they offered it. It's good for sellers too, because personally I don't have like an online shop per se. I have different places where I'll sell things and on here. But being able to offer people that option on here is fantastic, because I wouldn't have that option to give people anywhere else. So them just baking it into the app is a great new feature. So like I said, keep an eye on it. You'll still get your item shipped immediately as you normally would. You won't have to wait for it. So it's kind of like just a good option for helping build a collection over time. So that's the spiel about that. Once again, we are Jabba's Palace on here, on Instagram, on YouTube, on a ton of other social platforms, Facebook, all that stuff. A ton of other selling platforms, but we're mostly doing stuff on Whatnot today. If you're interested in anything, feel free to shoot me a DM on here. If you can't do anything tonight, you can also feel free to contact us on Instagram if you want to handle it that way as well. But you're here now, so if you're interested in anything, throw it in the chat or shoot me a DM. So that's what's going on with that. So here is Star Wars Black Series in front of you. The newest item for Black Series is the Darth Malgus. This is the item that we got this week. It is a deluxe Darth Malgus, really cool figure. So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. That's brand new. And then just to highlight some other things, we do have the Franken droid over here, which was a Droid Factory release for this Halloween season. So if you're into the spooky stuff, there you go. We also have a Cad Bane over here. There's also a couple other options on Cad Bane. There's the Bad Batch version over here. And then there's the Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane 2-pack. That is the live action version. So there's 2 options for live action in both 6-inch and 3 3/4 inch scale. And then there's horror stuff over here. There's an SDCC exclusive Creature from the Black Lagoon glow in the dark version over there. There's a really nice Usagi Yojimbo over here, the whiteout version, the artist version, and then there's a regular version right there as well. So if you guys are after any turtle stuff, definitely let me know. Over here, we have Marvel Legends. So the newer items for the Marvel Legends are going to be the 6-arm Spider-Man and Morbius 2-pack, the Joe Fixit Hulk deluxe version, and the Bucky Barnes Captain America. Those are all Walmart exclusives. There's a couple other things back here. There's the Nolan Venom set. We do still have a Daredevil, Bullseye, and Elektra set, which is a very hard set to get. So if you're interested in that, let me know. That's a good one, maybe to use that pay overtime feature on. And then there's the new Avengers 60th anniversary stuff. So you have the Thor and Destroyer, the Grey Hulk and Bruce Banner, and the all new brand new articulation updated buck for Black Widow. So that'll be the new super articulated female body that they have nowadays. And then various other legends over here. The Drax and Moon Dragon set is a really nice set. Nice comic Drax that we haven't really gotten. There's the VHS X-Men items that are here as well. There's the VHS Green Goblin and Mary Jane for the Spider-Man stuff. And then we have that newer wave, the Chad wave for X-Men over there. And then some various other legends over here. Then to get into G.I. Joe, we do have the Trouble Bubble, Televiper, and Trouble Bubble over here. So that's a brand new item that just came in this week. If you guys are looking for new G.I. Joe classified stuff. And then a ton of other figures over here, including the Scrap Iron with the anti-armor drone, the Arctic Bat, there's a Torpedo, there's a Rock and Roll, Sergeant Slaughter's available. We are going to have Dr. Mindbenders for the streams next week. So if anybody missed out on Dr. Mindbender, I have a couple coming in, so I'll try to get you guys some good deals on those. Yeah, really cool G.I. Joe figures. And then here's another row that has more like actual Joes. There's a Masters of the Universe figure over there. There's some Super 7 up there. Mind Blender. Some of the motorcycle sets. Some of the multi-packs. Another motorcycle set over here. TMNT. The TMNT multi-packs for the Comic-Con releases of the movie figures. So you have the Secret of the Ooze set and the TMNT 3 Samurai set. And then you also have the Superman and Doomsday set over here as well. So that is a review of what we have in the room at the moment. I'm going to point you guys back at Star Wars Black Series for a little bit, and I'll be doing random sweeps of the room. But like I said, always be looking through the store to see if anything catches your eye in both the auction or buy it now section, or just in general, if you're looking for something, you don't see it. If you want to just cut to the chase and ask me if we have it, throw that in the chat as well. As long as it's one of the lines that we carry. Was there a Scout with Speeder there somewhere? The Vintage Collection Scout, Trooper, and Speeder is right here. Yeah, this one. Let me get your price on this. I don't think we have it priced in the store. 1 second. There it is. I will say 40 for the speeder bike set. 40. The original retail is 45, so you're actually below retail on that. I'll do it for 40. I actually have more than one, so if you decide you want more than one, let me know. Actually, who was it? Stang, he's still here? Stang, stang, stang. All right, I sent him. Send him a DM. Once again, if anybody has any requests, please put it in the store and let me know. Long spiel didn't really get us anywhere. Did anybody watch Ahsoka yet? Can bullshit about that for a little bit. Yeah, never mind. Once again, anybody just coming in, let me know if there's anything you guys are interested in. This is the Black Series stuff. Point you guys at the Marvel Legends for a little bit. There's a ton of stuff listed in the store, so give that a browse as well. We have more stuff than we can display on stream, so that is what the store is for, so you guys can see a majority of our inventory. What up, Junebug? And I'll point you guys back at the Star Wars section. Remember, if you guys have... Actually, I'll point you guys at the G.I. Joe section. Here's G.I. Joe Classifieds, guys. Remember, if you guys have any questions, throw it in the chat. And make sure to look through the store, which has over 560 items listed. And then we'll go back to the Star Wars section. Once again, for anybody that just came in, there's over 560 items listed in the store, so make sure that you're looking through the store. Let me know what you guys are interested in. We always do better deals on multiples, so feel free to put a bundle together, and I'll give you a discount. What up, Avi? How you doing? Nothing. Nothing really. I was gonna bullshit about Ahsoka, but I wanted to wait for people to be in here. Sith was here earlier. Take her out. Also, this is the last stream of the week. Sith, oh, there he is. See, I can never tell he's here because he has some weird block on his profile that doesn't let people see him. So I have no idea if he's here or not, unless if he's chatting. There you go, workout. He figured it out. Yeah, so what I was going to say is that it is the last stream of the week. So if anybody wants anything this week, please let me know now because we're going away on a bachelor party. We'll have streams next week, but just so people know that that's what's going on. Of the week, last stream of the week. I'll be back next week. I'm leaving for North Carolina tomorrow. Well, if you need any extra protection, he's still here. I'd love to fire off a review of him before I leave, but somebody's got to buy one. I actually got some more in stock too, so I can do a better price than we were originally showing the other night. Too hefty for the wallet. Oh, good. Oh, Avi. And that's totally, if you're tap of the week, you're tap of the week, and I'm not pushing the issue or anything. But me and Seth were talking earlier, and he informed me that now there is a pay over time option offered in the buy it now section. So if you were to choose something from the buy it now section, then it would be like, okay, would split it into installment payments. So just throwing that out there. So for when people buy bundles, yeah, so basically it's the same way like if you were to buy something from the NECA site, and I know like Disney offers it, and I'm pretty sure Hasbro offers it on in-stock items. Usually they only offer this on in-stock items. But if you go to like any of the items, like I'll show you. I think he is listed as a buy now. So say it's not, if you tap on buy now, it's not going to actually buy it. You know how it works. But if you tap on the buy now, and then you go to your like payment method area, it will have two different sites that will offer pay over time. Now, the lowest tier of it will have the highest payment, but then and the most frequent charge, but it won't charge you interest. So it's Klarna, and like there's another one. I don't know if it was like Shopify or something. But I use websites like that a lot when we're like getting inventory for certain things. Affirm, yeah, I've used Affirm like a bunch of times, and PayPal offers it as well, but I don't think that PayPal is going to offer it through them. So whatever. Anyway, I've used Affirm a bunch of times. So basically, it'll give you like your payment schedule options, and it'll tell you like whether you're going to pay interest or not, how frequently, what the actual amount is. So like, say, I'm pretty sure it's going to split into 4 payments. So like, say you did the Malgus, just as an example, that would probably be 85 plus tax plus shipping. So we're around $100, right? So if it's four payments, then it's like $25. So the better example is like, oh, if you're buying multiple figures, $10 on one corner is for 15. Okay, thank you, Sid. So it's definitely a good option. It's a good option to have on Whatnot. I think it'll definitely help people, especially people that build bundles, because you know how it is here. We're always trying to build bundles. I'm always trying to get somebody to build a bundle that gets them to a decent price so that they can get the discount that I'm going to offer them, and then unify the shipping and all that stuff. So it's definitely a good tool. I would definitely make sure to keep an eye on it as an option, and make sure that you're not like putting too many things on it. Like if you're getting revolving payments on stuff, then you just gotta make sure you know. Hold on, let me just show Danky, we still have the Bebop and Rocksteady that I think I showed you the other night. We have the mech one. The Super Bebop and Mighty Rocksteady. Yeah, all good, all good. I sent you a DM saying, if you want to make me an offer on stuff, that's cool. I know there were some things that I think you ended up grabbing on eBay, but like we still have that. So, let me know. Feel free to make me an offer. How much is the best deal on Malgus? Let me do a little mathing for you and remind myself what I paid for Malgus, and then I can try to figure out a way for us both to make out on that. Oh, good, thank you. Well, like I said, if you want to put that bundle together, I will give you a better deal than like the normal price. If you're getting multiple items, I always slash prices for people. So I can fire one off tonight, Avi, for how about 65? That's $20 less. This is for Avi, for the Malgus. That's $20 less than we were originally asking. You want to do 65? Okay, cool. All right, so I'll just run. Let me change the quantity on this. Yes, make sure you thank Sith as well. Let me change the quantity so I don't lose the listing. Next. Increase the list. I'm going to increase the listing to 4 because we're going to go down to 3. Yeah. All right, so here's a. Oh, well, all right, we'll do it like this. I'll change the buy it now because I don't know what payment method you're trying to use. Because it's only offered on buy it now. So here is your 65, and then I'll put the price back up after you grab yours. Thank you, Avi. All right, I'm gonna put the price. I'll put it back up to. I'll just make it 80. Thank you, Avi. Appreciate it. Did you do your regular method of payment, or did you try the overtime? The regular. Okay. I mean, Sith, I think that as long as it's not going to break the bank for you and you can afford it right now, I think that either way it's going to be worth grabbing because I think once it sells out, it's going to be worth something, you know? So, I mean, they are going to separately release them. They've already said that. So you could just, if you're just saying, "Oh, I want a Star Killer because I like Star Killer," not really looking to make any money off of it. I don't care if it's a collector's edition or whatever. But I believe that they already said that they were going to release them on a regular, box as well. I can definitely get confirmation on that for you before PulseCon, or maybe do like a little more, less accessories. It's not going to come with the Stormtroopers, obviously. That's the thing that's driving that price up. Yeah. Just, try to do maybe a little bit of your own research on that. But when it gets closer to it, I'll definitely have the answer. Because I know when they announced it, there was like a whole other thing that I don't even know if it was just like, I'm pretty sure it was like officially mentioned, but it could have just been a rumor. I don't know. It was so long ago. No, it is going to be a PulseCon. So I believe everything, the actual PulseCon event is going to be September 22nd, I believe. Yeah. So that'll be it. Okay, Avi. So let me grab the beat up box. Oh boy. So this is the one I'm going to send you, Avi. But we can review it too. I need to clear some stuff off my desk, but we can maybe do a little review for this. You want to do it? All right, cool. Let me get my desk ready for that. Get a little extra content out of the stream tonight. Now, are we at the point where we should just say that the webcam and multicast stream option was a failed experiment, or should I try to do that in future streams? The laziness in me is like, just use the fucking iPad because it's worked for literally 3 years. But I guess it depends on what I'm trying to accomplish. See, because like right now, it's a catch-22 because we're gonna do the content, which is more entertaining content, where we're gonna review the figure. But people aren't gonna be seeing inventory on screen. Now we have the store for that as well. So I don't know. I would say just don't harsh my vibe, bro. Don't curb my creativity. A daring failed experiment. I mean, like I said, there's definitely pros and cons. I think the biggest issue was the fact that it kept disconnecting for no reason. Obviously. I mean, it was certainly the most annoying thing for me. I do also think that doing the review on the iPad is a little bit better, just because of the motion of it all. in here. Oh, never. I think I have a Luke over here that I could use. Push all this back. Maybe the Rancor is a little too much to have in there. All right. Sorry, Rancor, you can't be in it. Well, it seems like they're going for Old Republic stuff, so I think if they can put it under the Gaming Greats banner, they'll at least try it. I am happy they put effort into Malgus and Bastilla. It's just the life of a Rancor. What are you gonna do? I mean, he's gonna get blocked the whole time anyway, but there you go. Ahsoka and Filoni. Baloney. He's the guy. Right, I'm gonna lower that and have some bed music. Let me do my pre-cut here. All right, here we go. Okay. What's going on? Hutheads, Jabba the Hutt from Jabba's Palace. Whoa. Here with another action figure review / unboxing / what's in the box video. One of our customers, we're live on Whatnot right now. One of our customers just bought a Darth Malgus figure. So thank you, Avi, for that. And he is going to let us review it on stream before we ship it out to him. So we're going to get to that. This is Jabba's Palace. We are live on Whatnot at the moment. This will be archived on YouTube and broken out as a separate video. Give us a follow here. Give us a follow on Instagram at Jabba's Palace. We have a Facebook group where we do discussion, pre-order, links for things that are coming in stock. So if you're trying to get stuff at retail, we can definitely help you out with that if you follow us there. Threads as well. We put those links on there as well. Just pretty much anywhere. TikTok, we put some stuff on TikTok. So give us a follow everywhere if you're interested in more content, action figure content, pre-order links, just discussion and live streams and stuff like that. So give us a follow on all those platforms. So let's get to the Darth Malgus review. I have been itching like a hound to get my hands on this one. So I'm very happy that we have the ability to review it on stream right now. So we'll get to it. I always do a pre-cut with these because I don't want to be fiddling around. But here's the box. Of course, Amazon beat up the box when they shipped it to us, but it is what it is. This is going to be opened anyway, so no big deal. If you guys are looking for nicer boxes on a figure like this or a figure in general, just let me know, and I'll do my best to get you one. And we always do a good job with shipping, so you'll get stuff in the condition that it was shown on stream. So here's Darth Malgus. We can read his little description. A legendary Sith Lord, Darth Malgus emerges from hiding with a mysterious plan that could secure his legacy in the annals of the Sith. So there you go. All right, let's get this open and take a look at him. I should have a Luke that we can compare him to as well, so that'll be a good little size comparison. All right, if you've not seen the inside of one of these boxes before, this is what we're working with right now without the windows. So they're just going to give you kind of cardboard and paper bags that have everything in them. So the first thing we'll do is we'll take the lightsaber out. Now this is taped over here, so just be careful so you don't break anything. I like to just kind of rip the whole thing apart as far as the cardboard parts of it, just to make it easier. And then we'll get that tape off of there. Hold on, we slide this part out. There you go. And that's out. So it's definitely going to be a very big lightsaber. I wish we still had a Malak, where that we could have done the Malak on the same review, because that would have been a good comparison. But anyway, you open this up. Is there weed in here? Is a weed pipe? No, it's a lightsaber. Okay, so here we go. Here's Malgus's lightsaber. We'll take a look at the hilt. The hilt is actually similar to the way that Malak's was. It's just a little bit bigger. It almost looks like these are knives on here. It is a girthy hilt. Well, it would need to be, wouldn't it? So there's a good look, a decent look at the hilt. I know it's not completely in focus, but we'll do our best. And then, of course, this will come off. Always be careful when you're pulling this off, because you do not want to break that tab, especially on these. Let me do it off screen. Especially with these, because like I was saying, with the Malak, I think it's a slightly larger effect piece for the blade, so it would be hard to replace it. So just always be careful with that. And then there's the hilt without the blade. Now let's get that back on here so we don't lose any other pieces, and we'll move on to Darth Malgus himself. Yeah, just it'll pop in, but just be very careful with that. Which still they're ignited in the heat of combat. I don't know. They have lightsaberal dysfunction. There's a lot of tape on this. So let's just try to rip it apart the best we can. I'm going to do it off screen because I want to concentrate on it and make sure we don't break anything. All right. So there is Malgus the mummy in his little mummy cocoon. Our sarcophagi. This is actually just wrapped like this, but it actually is nice. And I don't know if we can go back and look at the other review, but I don't think I ever noticed them having the Gaming Greats. You can see that there's Gaming Greats symboling on this. Let me see if I can actually get it on screen. There you go, Gaming Greats. Black Series Gaming Greats. So they actually made tissue paper for that. But then here he is. There's Darth Malgus. I was not, honestly, I don't think I was expecting him to be so gray. Here's a comparison to the photo first. We always like to do that. I was expecting it to be a little blacker, but I guess that is gray in the photo. It's just a matter of the lighting. Maybe because it's gaming grades and it was deluxe, they're like, let's do it. Okay. Anyway, so there's your comparison to at least the box, and then we'll take a look at him himself. So he's definitely very tall. I'll tell you that much. Ankles out of the box, not as tight as you would want that ankle, but once you get it articulating, it's gonna have to start doing that anyway. Take a look at his head sculpts. The eyes definitely have a lot of. I like the work they did on the eyes here. That looks very menacing. See, this makes me excited for when we get a another Anakin, because I assume, listen, if you watched Ahsoka recently, we're definitely going to get another Anakin at some point. If they do that kind of work on the eyes for Anakin, it'll definitely look really cool. Is the mask removable? Let's see if that is a feature that we can make happen for you. So the hood, you can slide the hood down and get to the egghead. And then I just want to see. Is there a hinge there where you can actually pop it off? I don't know if it detaches. I mean, you might be able to like pop the head. Maybe if you pop the head off and then take it off. Hold on. Let me do it. Once again, I'll do it off screen so that we don't break anything. Okay, here we go. So if you pop the head off. If you pop the head off, you can take that off. And it's got scarring on the left side of his face. Just be careful because you don't want to ruin the articulation on that neck. So here is it without the. I'll just set it there because I'm going to put it back together the right way. There he is without the mask on. Looks like my uncle after his third divorce. Okay, let's get his mask back on and his head back on. And we'll continue and maybe do some articulation. Oh, and no, it just goes down here. Here. It's like brain. Yeah, okay, sorry. His head popped back on. Hold on. Guys are throwing me curveballs out there in the crowd. It's always nice to heat these up. That's always a good thing to do, but I'll get it back on there. Yeah, it's nice that you have display options with that. All right. We got his head back on and his mask back on. Let's peel. And then I would say that the biggest thing there is just to make sure that the hood doesn't get like stuck back there. But there it is back intact. And then you just want to like adjust the hood a little bit. Maybe have him look up a little bit more. There it is. Okay, let's get to a little bit of the articulation. All right, so then you can go up with the arms. There is a shoulder pad here, but it is very flexible. you're a little more hindered by just the, I would say, like we said, he's a beefy boy, so like the girth of the arm doesn't want to necessarily go like all the way up. So we'll see how that looks when we try to do like more of a lightsaber pose. You can get this elbow right here. It's a nice kind of hinged elbow right here. So you can get that far down. Definitely like the detailing on him. He's got like some circuitry and lights and all that stuff. Good job on the mold with that. There's definitely feels like there's might be some like GI Joe classified pieces on here. Like this seems like an arm that would be on a classified figure. So I'm glad to see that line is probably having an impact on other lines. As far as the waist, you have the waist here, and then there is an like upper torso swivel and crunch as well, and then you can kind of just like crunch forward and crunch back. So let's say if we crunch forward like that, crunch back like that. So you have options there if you want to get like him into like a good lightsaber pose. You can definitely make that happen. The splits, really, wow, look at that. He's got like a Johnny Cage split going. I was not expecting those legs to go that far down. So Darth Malgus, as we all knew, can drop it like it's hot. He's right there. So yeah, there is nothing hindering these sides. So you got like full range of motion there. So that's very interesting. The knee, is there an extra hinge? There's not an extra hinge to go crazy far back, but I think that's really all you need for a figure like this, a big guy like this. The kick back, you actually can't kick back too far. The kick forward, I imagine, is going to be really good. Yeah, the kick forward, you can get really nice and high with that. It has... Does it have a swivel here? I don't think that there's a swivel on his shin. Might be. What is it? No, because that's all. I think it's just because there's such a big joint here that I don't think they ended up doing a swivel cut. Yeah, I'm not seeing a boot cut. So you're going to do some standard articulating for the most part. But overall, I'm happy with a big, beefy figure that can give you decent range of motion. I don't know if you necessarily... Because you know what it is that this knee is offering you that anyway. Like you have this joint, but then you can still spin on this joint nice. So you can get like I want to stabilize him this way, that way type pose. Yeah, so overall, very cool. Let's try to get them into some cool poses now. First, let's get him a lightsaber. We'll do the box pose, as we always do. So he likes a little force choke, and then just a hold of the lightsaber in his right hand. So this is the box pose. He's kind of got it just like holding it down this way, but then like maybe like a little force choke that way. Give you a look. That's pretty much the standard box pose right there. And see how big that lightsaber is. It's hard to even like keep it on screen. So there he is with the lightsaber. Let's go with maybe like a two-handed lightsaber pose. That's always a fun experiment because you want them to be able to do that, and the articulation does have a lot to do with that. So if we can get this arm cranked, pull ourselves in, connect. Did this with Malgus the other day too. And you want the arms to be able to go in far enough so that it doesn't look like awkward. You also do have to navigate this this hood a little bit when you're trying to get that like side looking pose. Sorry, all this is happening off screen. How is his head and neck? I mean, the head it's on a ball. It's gonna kind of like a raised ball, so you're gonna be able to do that full range of motion. I think the neck, the neck has a separate articulation piece, so you can move the neck and the head. So you're getting a lot of range of motion up there. This is him like looking up. Let's try like a. Well, I want to execute the pose we were originally trying to do, so let's get that going. The only thing is that I like negotiating the hood can be a little bit taxing. There we go. There are areas with like a double-handed blade pose. Go with like a wind up. That's what I want to see. If we can get a wind up going. Like almost like a baseball stance. What's his baseball stance? What's Darth Malgus' batting average? I have a feeling he strikes out a lot. I'm wondering if having him look to the right is a little bit more of the move. Maybe get him with one of these. So definitely a fun figure. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm very surprised with how wide you can get him in his stance. Now, I don't think you want to go too wide because you don't want to eliminate that that height that he has that makes him so menacing. But overall, like that's a pretty wide stance right there. Yeah, let's try to get that working too. The only thing that I'm noticing that is bothering me is when I want to make him look sideways. A lot of the things that we're doing, we're trying to make him look sideways. So negotiating the hood in a way that is going to allow me to do that. Like maybe I need to furl the hood in a little bit more. So that's the only thing that I am a little annoyed with. Because you know what it is that it makes it look good, but this piece of the hood is attached to his chest, like just below his neck, if you can see that. So that's why I'm like having so many issues with like, okay, we have him in a stance, but now like I need to be able to negotiate the hood and make sure that I can get him looking where I want to get him to look. Let's get him big and tall again. So that would probably be, I mean, really my only complaint. I think maybe a little bit darker on his chest armor. Just based on what I'm seeing with the box. I mean, I think it still looks good. I mean, as a Sith Lord, he clearly has a lot of circuitry and all that stuff to keep him going. We could work with the cape a little bit more. So if there's a cape. The problem is that if I pull it back, I do want to keep that dome covered. Yeah, I think you just need to get used to it. Well, let's see how that happen. Once it gets past that mouthpiece, it's gonna like pop out. So that would really be my only actual complaint. Maybe a little bit more slack with the hood, with the where they attached it. So they could have maybe done like a little bit more fabric so that it do the attach feature, but add a little more fabric so that you can actually like get it going. Yeah, exactly. You definitely have to play with it. It's just another thing you got to get used to. And I don't know if we've really had to deal with a hood like that. Who else has a hood that's connected here? Do we can't off the top of my head, I can't really think of any. Yeah, so overall I definitely think it's a really cool figure. Oh, we wanted to do a comparison. So I think there's a Luke over here. Yeah, here's a Luke. And yeah, even with the Luke, you have to. So this is Luke right next to him. This is literally, there's no difference in depth here. As far they're literally standing right next to each other. He towers over Luke. He is literally Luke's head is at like the bottom of his shoulder pad, not even up to his shoulder. So he is huge. So that's a good comparison because Luke is very much like just a standard type of. Luke's probably a little short. He definitely is a little short. There is a crosshair here. It's still in the bag, but yeah, here's Crosshair with his helmet. So that's kind of like a more of a standard trooper figure next to him. But still, like, he's what, maybe up to his chin. So definitely a big beefy boy there. So there he is. The Malg. Towering over young Skywalker. There you go. Darth Girth, yes, there you go. So overall, I definitely like that figure. I love the size. I love the articulation. The fact that he can do the splits is so unnecessary, but great at the same time. Yeah. The sculpt is really nice. The I'll try to highlight the eyes again. If you can see, even from here, you can still kind of see how cool his eyes are. That's probably one of my favorite parts of it. It makes me think that we're gonna get a really good Egghead Anakin soon, and probably a good Egghead Vader / Anakin, and then a really good just Anakin like after he just turned type pretty soon. If they do the same type of sculpting and paint that they did on this one, I think we're moving in the right direction. This figure typically will retail around $40 after tax. It's a little bit harder to get right now, so we didn't exactly do that price, but that's what they're looking to get for it. I think for the most part, if you're keeping it under $40, it's definitely worth it from a retail perspective. If you really want it in your collection, go out and grab it. I don't think it's definitely not a skip. I definitely think that if you have an affinity for the Old Republic, this character in general, or just Sith Lords, it's definitely something that I would want in my collection. We've never gotten him in 6-inch scale before. We've only gotten him in 3 3/4 inch. So totally worth it. It's definitely a buy. If anybody's interested in it, we have more in stock. So just let me know. Yeah. So that is your review of the Star Wars Black Series Gaming Greats Darth Malgus. So I hope everybody enjoyed that. I hope we got everybody the information they needed to make a informed purchasing decision going forward. Yeah, so if anybody's interested in one, feel free to let me know. Once again, this is Joba's Palace. Give us a follow on Whatnot. We're currently live streaming on Whatnot. We're going to break this video out on YouTube. Give us a follow there as well. Facebook and, of course, Instagram. We promote pretty much every local show we're doing and a lot of the new inventory that comes in. So thanks, everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed the review /unboxing/ what's in the box video. And yeah, if you get a Darth Malgus, I hope you enjoy it as much as I did when I reviewed it today. So thanks, guys. Have a good one. Peace out. All right. Still a little awkward with the reviews. Need to be able to keep things on screen when I'm doing things. Everything is very tight here, though, so that's kind of like what hinders that. But I will say, Avi, thank you, because I'm having a blast being able to just open these and review them and not have to sacrifice inventory as a result. And it also is helping me for... Yeah, I definitely think that I did a better job with that one than the ones we've done in the past. And thank you, Seth. So yeah, I should have done the gimmick, though. I should have done the gimmick of run, don't walk, to grab this figure. That should be the seal of approval going forward, right? All right, there's your Malgus. And I also think that on the fly, I ended up with a pretty cool little setup here. Like, that's dope. That looks cool. I'm happy with that. Yeah, a little wired hood would definitely. All right, let me get him a bag. Also, every time I interact with a Luke figure, I'm reminded... He's definitely ready to fight off. I'm reminded about the Farm Boy Luke that they released, years ago. The first time they did Farm Boy Luke, and there was one mod that people were doing where they were taking... What the hell was it? They were taking Marvel Legends Elektra's arms and installing them on that Luke. I believe it was on that Luke. I don't think it was the other way around. It's possible, whatever. They were installing them on that Luke to make his arms look more muscular. So from then on, I always called that Farm Boy Luke Lady Arms Luke. And it's just the funniest shit. I can't get past it every time I review, or every time I just interact with any type of Luke thing. Oh, this is the Lady Arms Luke right there. And we have that figure in stock too. It's just so funny. It's nice that we have actual good Lukes now. We've come a long way for sure. I am gonna give you this this tissue paper just because it has the branding on it, and I feel like that's cool and might be something you might actually want. So there you go. Farm Boy Luke and Netflix. Well, I don't think that Netflix Electra exactly is easy to get these days, but that would be a funny bundle. Is your Luke just impotent? Has he not done steroids yet? Come to Jova's palace. Well, we'll replace his arms with a lady's arms. It's Lady Arms Luke. Does your Luke even lift? That Luke was like one of those fucking aliens they found in Mexico. Bitch ass aliens. Those aliens can't squat for shit. I didn't see the Russian video. I will say that. Did the Russian video look convincing? I mean, it is from Russia, so can you really even trust it? But I mean, yeah. Listen, people were talking about it, and like it literally looks like they fucking paper mache those. They want the fucking Ann's fabrics, put some paper mache together, and that was the result. And they showed up to court with their fucking paper mache science project. It would have like failed their art class in the fucking 5th grade. And they're like little eggs. It's just so funny because like all of this stuff is coming out, and like I haven't even been following it as close as I feel like I should be. But like, is any of it real? And I just feel like we've waited for so long for something like this to like come to light, because most I mean whatever, it is what it is. Like, it's a big universe. I don't think it's crazy to say that like a lot of people should believe that there's something out there, right? Like there's probably something out there. Like if we figured out how to get to the moon, then someone else probably figured out interspace travel or whatever the fuck. Like there's probably something out there. It is what it is. You can go either way with it. But we've waited for years to just like have a serious discussion or evidence about it, and then like they start showing us evidence and we're just like, nah, fuck that, I kicked that alien's ass. Like nobody's taking it seriously. Like how is nobody like we just don't give a shit anymore. Like, nah, fuck that, fuck that alien. So I just think it's really funny the way. Yeah, yeah, the like military footage and like stuff like that seems pretty like okay, like how are you doing that? But it's just funny. I don't know. Not to mention the fact that hey, we were talking about Aaron Rodgers the other night. He said that he saw aliens, and then a couple days later, his Achilles gets zapped. You know, maybe they were trying to keep him quiet. Maybe that's what happened. They did. The Saudis tried to silence Aaron Rodgers because they want the aliens all to themselves. They want to wake up and be able to have a little over easy alien egg and not share it with anybody else. Have you never had an alien egg omelet? a little bit of maybe a little bit of sour cream, a couple onions, a diced tomato, throw it all together. Nice little alien omelet. Yeah, exactly, Seth. And not to mention the fact that we're all huge Star Wars fans. Like, we have to believe in it. Home Depot has plenty of aliens. Home Depot and Walmart, there's plenty of aliens there. Cabbage Patch Kids. Oh boy. All right, so we accomplished a little review. I'm happy we were able to fire that off. A little extra content before we go away. I should have taken the time last night to review that Spider-Man and Spinneret, but I mean, it's not going to be a crazy bachelor party. The guys literally said that they didn't even want to go to a strip club, which I don't care. It's usually super fucking awkward when you go to even just being at a strip club is super awkward. But going with like a bunch of dudes to a strip club, like, dude, your boner's on my fucking leg, like, not really worth it at this point. Certainly not for the money, the money that you would spend there. I'd rather just go, like, have some drinks, bullshit. I'd go to like a barcade over that. Like, there's plenty of other things that you could do. We're gonna do a little booze cruise. They're gonna go golfing. I opted not to golf. I'm gonna try to go to some comic shops while they're golfing. So once again, another reason why I wanted to drive down, because I wanted to have my car and be able to do what I want. But yeah, all those things. It'll be fun though. I don't know what time we're gonna end up leaving tomorrow because my buddy has to go into work and then drive here. He drives an hour to work, so he has to drive an hour. How do you can't go. you can bogey no, par bogey par bogey par, son. That's how you do it. No eagles, no hole in ones, no eagles. It does. Oh boy. All right, it is 1:30. We've been streaming for 2 hours. If anybody else has any other requests, we're going to be live for probably another 27 minutes. We'll sign off at 2 a.m. Oh yeah, maybe we will do that. Stay hydrated, yeah, for sure. Yeah. The good thing is that I will get paid on Friday, so I'll have a little bit of extra cash to maybe do a little hunt and grab some stuff. So that'll be fun. Yeah, it is. So that is one of the many reasons why I did not want to fly. I need to clean up some of the stuff outside of my house because we have some of the convention stuff that we use. I need to clean up some of that stuff. So it's probably good that I have like a couple extra hours tomorrow before I leave. But yeah, make sure to batten down the hatches. I mean, I don't know. Did it end up turning though? What's the latest update on this hurricane? Hurricane. Is it Hurricane Lee? Yeah, this is Lee. So it'll mostly be Saturday. So this is like your forecast. So Thursday, it's not gonna. It's gonna bypass New York. It looks like it might hit the edge of Long Island on. It doesn't even look like it's gonna hit Long Island. Yeah, but it seems like it's mostly gonna stay in the sea, and yeah, like you said, Nova Scotia is probably gonna get fucking pounded. I mean, I'm sure the weather around here won't be great. I'm sure there'll still be like, wind advisory and all that type of stuff. So I'd still prepare as if you're going to maybe lose power, maybe high winds. You never know what could fucking happen. Make sure you don't park your cars under any trees or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of happy that it's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna leave, and I mean, I'm gonna come back on Sunday, and it's gonna be past us. So, yeah, I gotta get gas. I was just gonna gas up. I'm gonna gas up multiple times for the trip too. So, I'll probably go get gas like in the morning tomorrow. Intentionally cut your car into a tree. I mean, the one time that a tree fell on my car, they just sent what's the windshield one? Safe Light, maybe. They just sent that guy to my parents' house and they just replaced it. It was like nothing. It was like nothing happened. The biggest thing was cleaning up the glass because there was still glass. I kept finding glass in my car like a fucking month later. Dude, deer fell on your car once. I don't even understand, Avi. How was that a thing? It's a raining deer. It's a raining deer out of his car. That's what they do around there. Well, you and your fucking deer antler spray trying to get bulked. I know what's going on around there. So they ran into your car while you were driving. They didn't fall. The way you're describing it makes it seem like these deer fell from the sky, like jumped off a cliff onto your car. Oh, see, now we're talking, Avi. These are the details we need. We need the reenactment. All right, so hold on. We need a reenactment. What do we have here? What do we got here? Got a couple options here. Hold on. I'll set this up the right way. What can be your car? PlayStation remote? Alright, so Avi's driving around in his car, right? So this is Avi's car. Can you guys see this? Hold on, let's make sure you can see this. I'm only gonna do one deer, right? Only one deer in this scenario. Avi's driving around in his car. Avi's driving around in his car, right? He's fine. He's listening to like Ricky Martin or whatever the hell he listens to. There's a deer. Raise the deer. Oh, the deer running across the road. Avi's over here. Deer's running across the road, right? Deer runs across the road. Deer runs across the road. Jabba's the truck. Jabba's the truck. Jabba hits the deer. Deer flies up in the air, right? Lands on top of Avi's car, right? Lands on top of Avi's car. Then Avi gets out of his car and runs to get help. Avi runs to get help. There we go. Was any of that visible? You're saying hips, but don't lie about mine. Could you guys see all the action on that? I was trying to stay out of the way. And then this is Avi runs to get help. Avi's like, what do I do now? What up, IBY? How you doing? You just missed the best thing we've ever streamed. Oh, Master Skywalker! I got hit by a car! Oh my god! Yeah, I know. Well, you listen. We can't. I don't have 2 deer. All right. You know, I can only do so much in these reenactments. All right. If you want to increase my budget, maybe we'll get a second deer in here. All right. We got to pay for these amazing special effects somehow. You save part of one for dinner. Not surprising at all. All right. I got to take a piss. I'll be right back. All right. Now we never talked about. Oh, Avi left. Never mind. Oh, okay. Yeah, a little Ahsoka discussion before we sign off to bleed the last 15 minutes of the stream. Once again, if anybody is interested in anything, there's over 560 items listed in the store. Let me know if you're interested in anything. Give us a follow, all that stuff. All right, so everybody here enjoyed Ahsoka, right? Great episode. Dare I say the best episode of the season for sure, right? I mean, I don't know, because the last episode was really good because Balin was so good. You know what I mean? Like Ray Stevenson was so good in that episode. So it kind of is like it's a little bit of a choice to decide between those 2 episodes. But yeah, I mean, overall, one of the best episodes that we've gotten from a Star Wars TV show. Some of the best Star Wars we've ever seen. Hit by 2. Avi loved it so much he wouldn't have minded getting hit by 2 deers on the way home from the theater. We just did the reenactment for that, so just scroll back and look at for a visual of what that looks like. So anyway, for Ahsoka, loved. First of all, I will say, encouraged by the runtime. I think that a lot of the problems with the Disney Plus stuff is that the episodes are too short, but I think that they were able to pack a lot into the episode. The one thing about the runtime I will say is that I think it's because they put it in theaters. The intro in the beginning, or what, the recap in the beginning, right? The recap in the beginning was very strangely edited. and like dragged a little bit, but I think it's because they were putting it in theaters and they wanted to make sure that they had like a legitimate recap. But it's not even like what I mean by the editing is that like they were showing like full scene edits of like different parts of the previous episode. Usually it's like, here's a snip from this scene, here's a snip from that scene, here's a snip from this scene, here's a snip from that scene. That's all the main plot points that we're up to, and we move on. But it was like, no, they like really dragged that. And I think, like I said, I think it's because they were putting it in theaters, and that's why so that doesn't even work out because they didn't put the recap in theaters. So very interesting. So that kind of blows up my whole thing. So Avi said in the chat for the YouTube audience that when he saw it in theaters, they did not have a recap. So it is what it is. But yeah, people in the chat are agreeing with me. We want the long run times. It's got to be without the credits. The credits are like 8 minutes. All right. So whatever runtime that you see, you have the recap in the beginning, and then you have the credits. The intro is nothing because it's literally just like 5 seconds. So you got to like think that it's going to be like 11 minutes of the episode is dedicated to non-current episode content, right? So if you're telling me that it's 45 minutes, then I'm getting 34 minutes worth of content every episode. And that's even for those. There are some that have like below, so it's got to be above 40 minutes for it to be like a good runtime. But whatever, it is what it is. Getting onto the actual episode. Regardless, when you can use that time effectively and have a good pace to an episode, this was a really good example of that, because they were able to get so much done, progress the plot, and still give us this pretty much flashback sequence. I think that, you come in and you got the just heart-ripped part with Hu Yang, where he's like, I told them to stay together. Great droid, one of the best droids in Star Wars, I think. He's definitely climbing the ranks, not at R2-D2 level yet, but he's getting into that C-3PO level, like a little more likable than C-3PO, but C-3PO is meant to be that way. He's supposed to annoy Han, all that stuff, so that's kind of the way he is. They did a good job of making let me start with Jason, since we're outside. We haven't gotten to the big meat of the episode yet, but let me start with Jason, because the last time we saw Jason, he was saying the very forced line of basically, I got a bad feeling about this, and I thought that was a little like, all right, do we really need to go there? I mean, I know we got to get the episode the thing in somewhere, but it's kind of weird to have this kid do it and all that stuff. So it is what it is. But they definitely could have like went in a little bit of annoying route with Jason. I'm happy that we're not going that route with him. He was whatever. It's not. I'm not gonna say well acted, well portrayed, just because it's not like that crazy of acting. Well portrayed, meant something to the plot, but wasn't forced into the plot in an unnecessary way. We always knew he was going to be force sensitive. He's Kanan's kid. Shout out to them shouting out Kanan. Shout out to them shouting out Senator Organa. But I like the way that they handled Jason, because we've seen where these things go with the kids in Star Wars. People didn't like young Leia. I didn't mind her, but that kind of annoyed people. Obviously, Anakin in the prequels annoyed people. So I'm happy that I'm liking what they're doing with Jason, not annoying kid, and they're just using him well. Yeah, he's just a part of the show. He's not a main focus. He's someone that we've wanted to know about for years. He's there. He's contributing to the plot, but not being forced in our faces. So that's good. Hera continues to be fantastic. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is awesome. Mr. Kim is always fun. Having to deal with the bureaucracy and all that stuff is always going to be a part of Rebels. Some look like Cabbage Patch Kids, right? Yeah, so being able to progress the plot and have like Hera is clearly struggling with I've worked all this time to get this power. Now, what can I actually do with it? She doesn't want to deal with the red tape. She cares about her basically family. It's her family, and trying to find Sabine, find Ahsoka, hopefully find Ezra and progress the plot and all that stuff. So she will defy what the New Republic wants because the New Republic is stupid. But it is very much I'm gonna make this decision, but they might take my my rank away, which I feel like at the end of the day, she probably will have her rank stripped of her, and that'll be kind of like the explanation of like why we don't really see her doing stuff, and a lot of the in between time. Obviously, she shows up at the end of the sequel trilogy, but what it is, we just see the ghost and we see Chopper. Chopper is there though, so whatever, it is what it is. Now to the main meat and potatoes of the episode. So, as much as people complained about the deep fake on Anakin last week, I think this week did not bother me at all. I don't think we're going to get a live action Kanan. I think first of all, he's dead. So it would be in a flashback sequence. We just did a whole flashback sequence. I don't think we have enough runtime to get to that. Maybe if we do this is what I say. If they do it, I think it'll happen in a season 2. Someone asked if they think they'll do live action Kanan. I think if they end up doing it, I don't think we have enough time right now to deal with a flashback for anybody else but Ahsoka right now. I think we are very much now going to just be in the present day of this show and just kind of progress the plot because we have to deal with Thrawn, we have to deal with Ezra, we have to figure out what the fallout is for the whole Hera's fake mission thing. I just don't think that we're going to have enough time to deal with anything Kanan. They've mentioned Kanan. We know his son, going forward. I think maybe if we have like something where it's Ezra is reunited with everybody and then maybe he is going to train Jason. There was a line that Huyang did not want to train Jason, but that might just be like Hera said that and they want to keep him under the radar right now. Showed a clip of him as well. They showed a clip of who? They showed a clip of Kanan, you're saying? Then they show like a picture? Or Ezra? Alright, well, we'll see if they get to that. I think that the way that that's going to happen I don't think it'll be Freddie Prinze Jr. if they do it. I don't know. I wonder how they would handle it. I would think, I haven't seen the clip, but I would think that that's, if they end up doing a season 2, that they'll push that to season 2. Just don't think we have enough time to deal with it. If we be getting further into the world between worlds, but we're probably done with that for this season, unless if it's like, I don't know, something else. I think that there was a whole fallout with Freddie Prinze Jr. There is some YouTube video out there of him ranting about Star Wars. And there was a whole thing with the way that they were paid when they were doing. I need to do more research about it because I was watching a review and they said that Freddie probably wouldn't come back for whatever reason. I think he had a fallout with Disney that he wouldn't come back. But I think it was sparked by originally him having to go to bat for the voice actors so that they would get better paychecks because they were not getting paid a lot for Rebels, and clearly it was a popular show at the time. So I think he might be over Disney shit, but we'll see. If he wants to come back, he'll come back. It is what it is. Yeah. Anyway, so definitely like the deepfake more this week. I didn't even really notice it. I thought he looked good overall. And I will say, listen, I don't think that I've watched anything that Hayden Christensen's done outside of Star Wars, so I can't speak to his whole career. Has to be some of the best acting he's ever done. Certainly the best acting he's done in Star Wars. Right? He was great. He was fantastic. It was very much that he was teetering on the edge. He's going back and forth. He's being the teacher, but then also being Vader kind of. He was definitely teetering back and forth. Like the way that was executed. The young Ahsoka, which is the girl that played young Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy, and she was something else. So Disney's got their hands on her. They're gonna put her in stuff, I guess. I like that. I was watching a review, yeah, and young Ahsoka was the coolest Ahsoka that we've gotten in live action so far, right? Rosario obviously has done really cool stuff. Really cool. I don't mind to see as many. Yeah, people try to nitpick the CGI a lot. I feel like a lot of the times when people complain about that, it's just like, all right, what are we even talking about here? Like, did it look cool? Okay, it is what it is. Like, the whole background is fake, guys. Like, they're in the volume studio. Like, everything is fake. It's Star Wars. So I don't remember her name, but if you remember in Infinity War, when they show young Gamora interacting with Thanos, Ariana Greenblatt. There you go. It's the same actress from that, but she got stunts in her, man. And oh yeah, back to Hayden. Just really great choreography overall. Like, he was doing the spin. They were really just great lightsaber fighting, and that's why at the end of the day, Rosario was great casting for this because she has the ability to do awesome lightsaber fights. So her and Hayden, getting them on set together, that was them. I can't imagine that they did. They learned how to do that. Hayden already knew how to do it, and she clearly has learned how to do it. So definitely great exchanges as far as lightsaber battling going on with that. A lot of lightsaber deflecting blaster shots, which is always a fun thing. Them having a conversation while they're just deflecting blaster shots and running, and there's tanks behind them and everything. It was just so cool. They had the fog of war thing going on. I think that was kind of like maybe a little bit less of that, but I think that's kind of like a budgetary thing. They want it to be like, this is the fog of war. We're in the middle of war. We want to concentrate on these two characters plus whatever soldiers are around, hurt soldiers. Obviously, we got a glimpse of Rex. Definitely pop for that. He did say something eventually, which is nice. Maybe an interaction at some point would have been. I mean, I think it's because she was so young, but she had interacted with Rex in the movie, the first movie when she was there. So we could have done with a little bit more of that. Any other cool stuff? Yeah. Overall, it looked great. My only complaint was that, yes, we're doing Fog of War. I can't really see the background, but that's definitely a budgetary thing. You gotta do stuff somewhere. But we're condensing that whole battle into one area, and it's getting pushed in by the fog. So you can have your tanks going in the background and your soldiers running through, and it's supposed to be about those characters interacting in that setting. And it's almost like a dream sequence. So why wouldn't it be like, well, I don't remember everything that happened that day, but I do remember me interacting with that people and this soldier being hurt over here and Rex being there and just things happening in my immediate area. I don't remember, if you have a dream about something that you previously experienced, or you think back to something that you previously experienced, you don't remember like, oh yeah, there was this tower off in the distance that I barely paid attention to. You don't remember those details. So I get it makes sense from this is a memory that we're reliving point of view. So I'm not going to get mad at the Fog of War. I guess kind of talk my way out of that one. And yeah, like I said, the fight choreography was great. The lesson that we learned along the way clearly is she's struggling, and this is probably why she had problem with. This is why she left the order. This is why not necessarily why she left the order, but what she was struggling with after Anakin. Every time I remember my confrontation with the Saudis, Jesus Christ, always with the Saudis. After Anakin does what he does and turns to the dark side, I feel like any Force user at that point probably has put themselves on notice. So like, oh, it happened to him. It could happen to any of us. He was the strongest of us, and he was turned. So naturally, his Padawan will be struggling with that as well. Not wanting to become what Anakin became. Not wanting to take on a Padawan and then have them turn into something like that. That's one of the things that we're struggling with here for sure. So her going through this journey of, these are the memories that I have of this. I'm interacting with some version of Anakin. I don't understand. Is this all in her head? Is it really the world between worlds? Is it a version of Anakin that is in the world between worlds somehow and is kind of just floating and observing things? Or is this all? I mean, it's clearly not just all in her head because Jason was able to hear the lightsaber battle. So there's something about it, and we've interacted with the world between worlds before. But yeah, guilt and personal burden, Sith is pointing out. So yes, that's the themes that we're struggling with here, and not wanting to, it's like you don't want to become your father, you don't want to become your master, especially when it's somebody that turns out like that. You want to believe that you're a better human being than you are, and you want to impart those values onto the people that you interact with and guide along the way. I gotta think that this is from Avi. I gotta think it is the world between worlds. She also got revived by the daughter, so I would think she had a direct connection to it. Okay, so now we're going back to the mortis of it all. Is Anakin a mortis god now? Is his force ghost stronger than other force ghosts we've seen? And he can. I mean, Yoda was strong, and he interacted in the world in Last Jedi when he shot down some lightning, burnt down the Jedi text and all that. He interacted with Luke in the real world. He was a strong enough Jedi to be able to do that. So it's not too crazy to think that Anakin's Force Ghost could exist in the world between worlds and interact with that world and lightsaber fight Ahsoka and all that stuff. I did not see an owl. No, I did not. I think, didn't we? Was there one early on in an earlier episode? And like, there wasn't one in the premiere. Have we seen an owl at all? Okay, so we have seen an owl. Interesting. Is the owl? No, it wouldn't be Anakin, right? Because she sees it in Clone Wars. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. So that's kind of the overall thoughts on that. But yeah, we go through this journey, and then at the end, it is that she is this version of Anakin. Does it have malicious intent, or is it only trying to teach her a lesson? I think at the end of the day, she makes the right decision, and that's when they both turn back, because obviously they got the crazy eyes. Both have the crazy eyes for a minute, and then once she makes the decision that she ultimately is going to make and chooses life and becomes Ahsoka the White, which we're saying, and we're trying to make her Gandalf the White in some weird reincarnation type of thing. But when she makes that decision, then it's like, okay, I'm going to stand down. You have clearly made the decision that you're going to make. We obviously all think it's the right decision, and now Anakin can just. Is it the type of thing? Because he said, I have to believe that you're whatever. What did he say? He said, like, I have to believe that you're good because, like, I don't want to end up that way. Whatever. There's a relation between the two of them where, as long as she ends up walking the correct light path and right path, then it's almost like Anakin's soul can then rest, knowing that at least one of the people that he cared about the most in his world, one of the person that the person that he imparted the most of his wisdom onto and guided, that person ended up as a good person. Now, is she a Jedi now? Is she still a gray Jedi? I think that this is very much pushing us towards, I'm ready to take the next leg of my journey. I'm ready to help people. I'm ready to forgive myself for what happened with Sabine. Hopefully she will, we need to get to Sabine. Because now Sabine has made a choice. Psycho Say psychometry. Okay, interesting. But psychometry, interesting. And now it'll be like, okay, going forward, is she going to be better at training Sabine? We're gonna have to deal with the struggles of Sabine because of the choice that she made, obviously, but we're not there yet. But this version of Ahsoka is going to be able to handle that better than the other version of Ahsoka, because it is a very much a reminder that like even the people that you think the best of will do bad things at time, and you have to be able to not only forgive yourself when you're in that situation, but forgive others for the bad decision that they've made. So, having to, obviously it was kind of like a spite move with Sabine last week. She can now DVR. Ahsoka has YouTube live DVR in her Liku, and she can just twist one and it'll like replay it or whatever now. Yeah, so those are a lot of the things. And then like you said, Jonah and the Whale. It's so funny because obviously in the back of your head the whole time you're like, all right, we're gonna probably end up using the Purgil. We don't have any other way to get there. But it was like, oh, are they gonna use the World Between Worlds? Are they gonna do this? Are they gonna do that? The World Between Worlds this time, I think, really only served to be this arena for her to deal with her demons, and some version of Anakin is kind of like giving just her like another lesson. And I think that if it is a actual version of Anakin that is existing and not just something that's in her own head or something that she manifests or a Jedi trial, it's very much harkens back to Dagobah with Luke fighting himself. Obviously that was a very small part of that movie, but these are the type of Jedi trials that we're trying to like touch upon here, and I think what Filoni is trying to channel. Kind of lost my train of thought there, but yeah, is this her saving Anakin's soul and her own future at the same time? That's what I'm gonna go with. And then maybe we'll see that Anakin. Maybe we won't again. Maybe we will never interact with the World Between Worlds again. Is another review that I saw. It was on Sith Council, Christian Harloff. I watched some of it earlier. So, like I said, whenever we review something like this, if I have an idea planted in my head, I always want to make sure that I shout it out, because I don't, it's not my idea. So I do want to, before I say it, is that Balin's endgame? Is he trying to get to the World Between Worlds? Is he trying to right the wrongs? Because clearly he was at least training as a Jedi. No, he was probably a Jedi already when Order 66 went down and Anakin killed all those children and things happened. Is his intent going forward, and this is what they were covering on the show, so like I said, it's not my idea, but I might roll with it, is his intent to try to change what happens? Is he going to try to access the World Between Worlds and change the way that things unraveled? And yes, it is. We're going to be doing retconning, right? We're going to retcon something. Is something going to get retconning? Are they saving this retcon spin-off universe for What If? Because we are supposed to get a Star Wars What If, So it's very much, and then is Thrawn going to get in his way? Is, what's going to happen with that? It's so funny because years ago when people were like, oh, they're going to retcon it. People didn't like the sequels, they're going to retcon it. I did think that it was like, that'll never happen. But the avenue that we're getting towards it, and it's an acceptable way to do it. And Sith is saying, get rid of all those trash sequels. Force Awakens was a good movie. Force Awakens is an enjoyable movie. All right. That and just that one fight with the Praetorian Guards. And I'm okay with Poe Dameron as well. Okay, if you want to say the theory, I will at least read it so that we can have it on the YouTube archive as well. I'm reaching. What am I reaching? I don't. Are we gonna even do Mara Jade now? Do we even have room for? Oh no, Force Awakens is a good movie. It's an enjoyable movie. I liked it. I enjoy it. So it is what it is. Difference of opinion, totally. That's totally fine. But I think that the things Force Awakens is a good movie that is ruined by the movies that a lot of meat on the bone and then left us with questions that we wanted to answer, that we wanted answered, and then they just did not execute the answers to those questions. Ryan Johnson kind of shit on it. So, what is what it is. Wooku woos a pregnant Mara Jade to the world between worlds, giving us the pressed Luke we need for the sequels. I don't know. I don't know if we have room for Mara Jade. So complicated. Also, I don't know if Filoni wants to give us Mara Jade because George Lucas notoriously hated that character. And now that I've read most of Heir to the Empire back, I kind of understand why George Lucas didn't like her. Not that I don't like her. And I want to read more comics about her and stuff. Mara Jade will show up in the Rey movie, giving us two true new Skywalkers in the sequel era. I'm just wondering if all this retcon stuff is going to end up in What If. I don't know if they're going to go full retcon. There might be some things that change. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a way to get if Balin's intent is to use the world between worlds. I believe that he is a righteous enough person. Not that listen, it is what it is. He clearly has some type of code of ethics to him that he would try to rewrite some form of the timeline so that horrible things don't happen. I don't know. I mean, are we going to say... I don't think that... Because Balin would be prequel era, right? So Balin is trying to retcon everything that happened after Anakin turned, right? Let's assume that that's what he would want, right? They're not going to take the original trilogy away from us, right? Like, you guys are saying we're going to use the retcon to get rid of the sequel trilogy, but they're not going to screw up the original trilogy. So if we're making a retcon in the prequel era, it's going to have ripple effects to the original era when you guys really more want the ripple effects to affect the sequel era. But we can't jump over the original trilogy if we're retconning something. So that makes me think that Balin, if that is his intent, will not be successful in that. Now, Ahsoka is saying that she chooses to live. Now, if she chooses to live, she's going to want to live with her probably most recent family. So now, could we end up using this retcon mechanic to give us the rebels back? Could we get Kanan back as a result of this? That's a thing that they could change. Try to prevent Order 16, but something else. Okay, yeah, that's cool. But if he triggers something else during that era, then it's going to screw up. Like, I think that they're not going to do anything that's going to affect the original trilogy. And I think that I would stick to that. So I'm wondering if he tries to do it. Yeah, something else happens. He gets put into a different part of the timeline. And that's what happens. We also have to deal with the fact that Ray Stevenson has passed away. So obviously that wasn't the original plan. And that's probably why they got him as such a good actor to fulfill that role, because they wanted to do this whole thing with it. Is he Master Sabaoth from Throne Trilogy? Is he going to take on that? I assume that he's going to have some kind of a relationship with Thrawn once he gets done once he helps them get done what they want to get done, which he's pretty much done his job already with that. Now, is he going to be at odds with everybody else? Is he going to be at odds with Thrawn once he meets Thrawn? And then what is Thrawn after? Is Thrawn trying to access the world between worlds? That seems like a power that he would want to try to use to do his own retcon. So, how much are we doing with the retcon stuff? It seems like, I don't know. The good thing is that we don't know what's going on, so it makes it more exciting. There was clearly a first half of the season where we were like, oh, okay, we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get to this other universe, right? Empire versus Thrawn versus Balin. Interesting. And the thing about Mara Jade is that she was one of Palpatine's secret emissaries, I guess we'll say. So she was doing things behind the scenes, which is, a way to not have her in the original trilogy, but add her to the story. Is that something they're going to go with? 3 different evils. Yeah. I mean, clearly there's going to be Thrawn is going to be the threat that's going to bring all of our heroes together. So it's the people that are in this show. It's, I assume, Boba Fett, Mando, and anybody in the Mando part of our galaxy. Bo-Katan. Obviously, they have a bone to pick with Thrawn. The Mandalorians, just in general. And then, what was I thinking? Moff Gideon could be involved in some way. Because he got away, right? Moff Gideon got away. Yeah, that's what that undercurrent of, we have this secret shadow First Order that's lurking, but does that clash with what Thrawn wants to do? So, and then we have what Balin's trying to do. So yeah, that's true. We've already established all that. So it's kind of like Moff Gideon versus Moff Gideon, Thrawn, Balin, right? But that's clearly Moff Gideon is one of the higher ups in the First Order right now. Kind of like boots on the ground making shit happen. And then what are we gonna do with Luke? Because he's gonna, in this movie thing, he's probably gonna show up, right? That might be. I just think that right now we're gonna stick with, because this is supposed to be a movie. This is where now if Yuzan Vong shows up in Skeleton Crew, we would need something like that. If we're introducing another threat like that we need to explain, I think the Pikes would probably be more of an option there. But if we're doing something like Yuzan Vong, that needs to be introduced in a show like Skeleton Crew. Because the whole thing about Skeleton Crew, which is going to be part of this whole thrust towards our crossover event / movie / thing, the Thrawn trilogy that we're heading towards, Luke is going to meet Mara Jade and do the deed. Then if we're introducing anything else like that, anything else that's like a little bit more involved that we need to explain, like Yuzan Vong, gonna need to have it in Skeleton Crew, because they basically are gonna be, I'm pretty sure it's Jude Law is taking kids into space on some type of almost school-like thing, I feel like, or some learning, whatever, some way for them to grow as people, whatever the fuck it is. And then I think that they get stranded. Skeleton Crew makes sense. Yeah, Lost in Space with Jude Law. They end up on like a derelict ship and have to deal with that. Now we could get, like I said, you can go with some random other thing like Yuzan Vong in that show. But they're not just gonna throw these people into whatever. Like it's not gonna be a season of TV. The crossover event is supposed to be Hondo. Definitely a good call for Skeleton Crew. I could definitely see that. That's a good one. Well, maybe even if it's just like a one-off episode with Hondo, just like he would interact with them in Rebels. That's great. And they've already brought him to life in real action in the Disney parks. So they do know how to do that. They have an animatronic for it already. So so it'll be interesting to see what we do with Skeleton Crew. Acolyte is a prequel, so it's not part of that. But yeah, I mean, listen, we got to finish this show first. So I think that we came up with some very interesting things. Our review kind of transitioned into a what do we think is going to happen next, which is always a good type of review. So overall, yeah, no, thanks guys for bullshitting with me about that. You guys definitely threw some great ideas and kept me going there for a minute. But it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I definitely think that it's probably going to go down as one of the best Star Wars TV shows, at least. You know, we have Mandalorian. I didn't dislike season 3 like other people do, but obviously Mando season 1 and 2 kicked this whole thing off and fantastic. Andor is really good. I think that Obi-Wan finished strong. And knowing most of the Disney Plus shows, this goes for some of the Marvel shows as well. I haven't watched all of them, but it goes for certain Marvel shows. Certainly Loki and WandaVision finished pretty strong. These Disney Plus shows, Obi-Wan, Book of Boba Fett, stuff like that, they always finish strong. So the destination that we are on our way to in the journey of these individual seasons always finishes strong. So they're good at that for sure. And I honestly really have not had any down points with this show yet. Which episode would you point out that is like not even just the weakest episode, because you have to say like some episodes are better than others, and is what it is. But is there a weak episode? Right? Because the first episode is your first episode, so we're setting things up, and we get plenty of action in that. The second episode, I believe, is when they go to the what is it? They go to they find the Imperial guys that are helping build the ring, right? Plenty of good action in that one. Third episode, what the hell happened on third episode? Third episode is them more putting that stuff together, right? Well, they're going to build the ring, and then that's where the whole Ahsoka sequence where she's outside fighting the ships outside of the ship, right? So that's a good episode. Like, there's awesome stuff happening in there. We get plenty of and then she kills what? Oh no, that was last week. Whatever. So that was a good episode, and then obviously the Balin Skull episode. Let's call it that one. Episode 4 was fucking awesome because Ray Stevenson is just a. I'm gonna go with Tour de Force on that one. Fantastic episode. And this episode was like some of the best Star Wars we've ever gotten. So what are you complaining about at this point? I haven't found the weak point of the show. So, right. And I think I nailed what happens in each individual episode. So for the most part. Yeah, so definitely a good show. All right. Excited to see what happens next. Now, we're going to end the stream soon. That we actually went a little bit later than I was expecting to, because we talked about that for like at least 30 minutes. If anybody is interested in anything before we sign off, please let me know. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. I'm going to go ahead and say that it is last call for figures. Last call for figures. We are leaving for North Carolina tomorrow. Avi, I'll get your shipment out tomorrow. So our next streams will be next week. So maybe I'll do something on Monday. We'll definitely be doing something on Wednesday and Thursday like we always do. I will try to add some extra streams in case, hopefully we'll have new stuff in. We're supposed to get Dr. Mindbender in. So if anybody needs Dr. Mindbender for G.I. Joe Classifieds, we'll have that. Maybe some other stuff. We'll see what comes in. It'll be interesting to see. But, yeah. So on that note, we're gonna sign off. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Thanks for having a little discussion about Ahsoka with me. I'm happy we were able to put those thoughts into the universe and onto the YouTube channel. Once again, give us a follow here on Whatnot and bookmark the upcoming streams if you're interested in grabbing figures from us in the future or just hanging out. Give us a follow on Instagram. It is the same name on Instagram as is here. It is the same name on all socials as it is here. It is at Joba's Palace. Give us a follow on YouTube. We're breaking out these videos and archiving our streams along with separate videos. You know, like I said, little breakouts. We did a Darth Malgus review. I'll break that out. I might do a little bit of a breakout for this Ahsoka discussion. Maybe a little something there because I think it was a good enough discussion to have its own video. And I don't want it to be sitting at the end of this 2.5 hour stream where people never see it. Yeah. So thanks everybody for hanging out with us. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend because I won't be able to say that to you at any other point. So have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your week. And peace out, guys. Have a good one. Peace.